Your mechanic knows these tricks. He just won't tell you about them. I've spent 19 years in auto repair, and I'm about to share 10 techniques that dealerships pretend don't exist. These aren't complicated. Most take under 10 minutes. But they work so well that manufacturers would rather you never heard of them. Stick around because trick number 3 costs absolutely nothing, takes 2 minutes, and I've seen it fix problems that dealerships quoted $400 to repair. Let's get started. 10. The penny tire tread test everyone ignores. You've been told to check your tire tread, but nobody explains how to actually do it correctly. The shops want you guessing, so you replace tires early. Here's what they don't mention. Take a penny and insert it upside down into your tire tread with Lincoln's head facing down. If you can see the top of Lincoln's head, your tread is below 2/32 of an inch and legally worn out. But here's the part they hide. Check multiple spots across each tire, not just the center. Uneven wear tells you about alignment problems, underinflation, or suspension issues that are costing you money right now. Last month, a customer was quoted $800 for 4 new tires. I showed him the penny test. His tread was fine on the edges but worn in the center. That's overinflation. We dropped his tire pressure by 4 psi, and suddenly those tires had another 15,000 miles left in them. The penny test costs nothing and takes 90 seconds per tire. Do it monthly, and you'll know exactly when tires actually need replacing instead of when a shop says they do. 9. The kitchen spatula oil filter trick. Mechanics have a collection of expensive oil filter wrenches, 3 different sizes, $40 each. But there's a trick we use when we can't find the right tool. Take a cheap rubber kitchen spatula, the kind with a soft, flexible edge. Wrap it around the oil filter for extra grip. The rubber surface grabs better than your bare hands, and the flexibility lets it conform to any filter size. A delivery driver told me he'd been paying $35 for oil changes because he couldn't get his filter off by hand. I handed him a dollar store spatula. He changed his own oil 20 minutes later and has done it himself ever since. That's $280 saved annually using a $1 kitchen tool. It won't work on filters that are completely seized, but for normal hand-tight filters, it's perfect. Some mechanics say this is how they learned to do it 30 years ago before filter wrenches became standard. 8. The baking soda battery terminal resurrection. According to battery industry data, 37% of no-start situations are caused by corroded battery terminals, not dead batteries. Yet shops immediately try to sell you a new battery at $180. 3 days ago, a college student's car wouldn't start. Her battery terminals were covered in that crusty blue-green corrosion. Any shop would have condemned the battery. Here's the fix that costs 50 cents. Mix 3 tablespoons of baking soda with 1 cup of water. Disconnect the battery terminals. Pour the mixture over the corroded areas. It'll fizz and bubble as it neutralizes the acid corrosion. Scrub with an old toothbrush. Rinse with water. Dry everything completely. Reconnect the terminals and coat them lightly with petroleum jelly to prevent future corrosion. That student's car started immediately. The battery tested fine. She avoided an $18 replacement with baking soda she already had in her kitchen. I've seen this work on batteries with terminals so corroded you couldn't see the metal underneath. Clean terminals can restore up to 30% of lost cranking power. Do this twice a year, and most batteries will actually last their full rated lifespan. 7. The hairdryer key fob revival. Modern key fobs cost $250 to $400 to replace at a dealership. But when they stop working, it's usually not the electronics. It's moisture trapped inside from humidity, rain, or just normal condensation over time. A restaurant manager came to me frustrated. Her 2019 Chevy key fob died. The dealer wanted $320 for a new one. I opened her fob with a small screwdriver. Inside, I could see moisture spots on the circuit board. Here's the trick that saved her $320. Use a hairdryer on low heat setting. Hold it about 6 inches from the opened key fob. Warm it gently for 3 to 4 minutes. moving the dryer around to avoid hot spots. The warmth evaporates trapped moisture without damaging the electronics. Let it cool for 5 minutes. Replace the battery while you're in there. They're $3 at any drugstore. Reassemble everything. Her key fob worked perfectly. Over 2,000 drivers have reported this working on key fobs that seemed completely dead. It won't fix actual electronic failures, but moisture is the problem about 60% of the time. The hairdryer method costs nothing and takes 10 minutes. Try it before spending $300 on a replacement. 6. The Ice Scraper Foggy Headlight Fix. Cloudy oxidized headlights reduce nighttime visibility by up to 80%, but restoration services charge $80 to $120. The shops use special compounds and UV sealants, but there's a cheaper method that works surprisingly well. Buy a tube of regular white toothpaste, not gel. Apply it to the headlight lens. Use a damp cloth to scrub in circular motions for 3 to 4 minutes per headlight. The mild abrasives in toothpaste polish away the oxidized layer. Rinse with water. For extra protection, apply a coat of car wax afterward. A teacher tried this on her 2014 Honda with headlights so foggy she was nervous driving at night. After 10 minutes of scrubbing with toothpaste, her headlights looked 70% clearer. Not showroom perfect, but absolutely good enough for safe nighttime driving. The toothpaste cost $2. Professional restoration would have been $100. This trick has been used by detail shops as a quick fix for trade-in vehicles for years. They just don't advertise it because the full restoration service is more profitable. For maximum results, do this every 6 months to prevent heavy oxidation from building up. 5. The Floor Mat Accelerator Pedal Safety Check. This one isn't about performance. It's about safety, and it's killed people. In 2007, a California Highway Patrol officer and his family died when their floor mat trapped the accelerator pedal. Toyota recalled millions of vehicles, but the problem exists in every car if you're not careful. Here's what mechanics check that most drivers ignore. Your floor mat should have retention clips that lock it in place. If your mat is loose or you've added aftermarket mats on top of factory mats, they can slide forward under the pedals. Take 30 seconds right now. Press your accelerator pedal all the way down. Does it return smoothly and completely? Remove your floor mat entirely and try again. If the pedal feels different without the mat, you've found a dangerous problem. The fix is free. Use only one mat, properly secured with retention clips. Never stack mats. Make sure there's at least 2 inches of clearance between the mat and the pedals at full travel. A rideshare driver told me his accelerator occasionally stuck when pulling away from stops. His winter mat had bunched up under the gas pedal. He'd been driving like that for weeks. One properly secured mat solved it completely. This takes 2 minutes to check and could literally save your life. 4. The fuel cap ratchet trick that stops check engine lights. According to Automotive data, loose or damaged fuel caps cause 12% of all check engine lights. Dealerships charge $90 to $120 for diagnosis, then sell you a $35 fuel cap. But most drivers never tighten their caps properly. Last week, a nurse panicked when her check engine light came on during her commute. She'd just filled up with gas. I told her to pull over and remove her fuel cap completely. Then reinstall it and turn it until you hear 3 distinct clicks. That's the ratchet mechanism confirming a proper seal. The light turned off within 20 miles. Modern fuel systems are sealed and pressurized. A loose cap lets fuel vapors escape, triggers the evaporative emission system, and lights up your dashboard. The 3-click rule ensures proper sealing every single time. I've seen this fix dozens of check engine lights that drivers assumed were serious problems. After fueling up, always turn your cap until you hear 3 clicks. It's not tight until it ratchets. This simple habit prevents that $90 diagnostic fee and the anxiety of seeing that warning light appear. Some fuel caps wear out and won't seal even when clicked properly. If your light keeps returning after proper tightening, then yes, replace the cap. But try the 3-click method first. 3. The garden hose radiator flush that prevents $1,200 repairs. Cooling system neglect causes 40% of all engine failures, but flush services at shops cost $150 to $200. There's a simpler way that I've used on my own vehicles for 15 years. With the engine completely cold, open the radiator drain valve at the bottom of the radiator. Let the old coolant drain into a catch pan. Close the valve. Remove the radiator cap. Insert a garden hose into the radiator filler neck. Turn on the water at low pressure. Let it run for 2 to 3 minutes until the water coming out the overflow runs clear. This flushes out rust, sediment, and old coolant residue. Turn off the hose. Let everything drain completely. Close the drain valve. Refill with a 50-50 mix of fresh coolant and distilled water. A construction worker did this on his 2015 Ford F-150 that had never had its coolant changed in 90,000 miles. The water that drained out was brown like coffee. After the garden hose flush and fresh coolant, his engine ran 15 degrees cooler according to his temperature gauge. This costs about $25 in coolant versus $180 at a shop. Do it every 3 years, and your engine will never overheat from coolant system neglect. Just remember to dispose of the old coolant properly at any auto parts store or recycling center. Never pour it down a drain. 2. The ratchet strap stuck lug nut solution. Picture this. You're stranded roadside with a flat tire. You've got the spare, the jack, everything you need except the strength to loosen lug nuts that were over-tightened by an impact wrench at your last tire shop. This happened to a real estate agent on her way to a showing. She called for roadside assistance. They quoted 45 minutes. I talked her through the ratchet strap method over the phone. Take a ratchet strap or even a rope. Loop it through the lug wrench handle. Stand the wrench up vertically so the loop hangs down. Step on the loop with your body weight while steadying yourself on the car. Your full body weight, applied through leverage, can break loose lug nuts that your arms never could. She got her tire changed in 10 minutes and made her appointment. Professional mechanics use a similar technique called the cheater bar, but a ratchet strap accomplishes the same thing without special tools. Just make sure you're loosening, not tightening. Lug nuts loosen counterclockwise. This trick has saved countless people from paying $75 for roadside assistance when they had all the tools they needed already in their trunk. 1. The automatic transmission kickdown trick for passing power. Here's something 90% of drivers don't know their automatic transmission can do. You're merging onto a highway or passing someone on a 2-lane road. You press the gas pedal and the car accelerates slowly. Feels weak. Here's what mechanics know. Press the gas pedal all the way to the floor, quickly and firmly past the normal range until you feel a slight click. That's the kickdown switch. It forces the transmission to immediately downshift to the lowest possible gear, giving you maximum acceleration. A rideshare driver told me his 2017 Toyota Camry felt dangerously slow when merging into traffic. He'd press the gas and wait for power that never came. I showed him the kickdown technique. He tried it once and couldn't believe the difference. That same Camry that felt sluggish suddenly pulled hard when he needed it. The kickdown switch is built into every automatic transmission specifically for this purpose. Manufacturers just don't explain it well in owner's manuals. It's not something you use constantly. Save it for situations where you need immediate power. Passing, merging, emergency maneuvers. The transmission is designed to handle it. That's literally what it's there for. Use the kickdown, and your automatic will respond like a completely different vehicle when it matters most. You just learned 10 tricks that cost almost nothing but solve real problems that mechanics charge hundreds to fix. Most of these I learned from old-school technicians who've been turning wrenches since before computers were in cars. Start with trick number 8, the baking soda battery fix. Check your terminals this weekend. If you see any corrosion at all, spend 5 minutes cleaning them. That simple step prevents more no-start problems than almost anything else. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these tricks are you going to try first? Drop a comment below and let me know. And if you want more honest automotive advice that saves you money, hit that subscribe button. I post new videos every week that dealerships definitely don't want you seeing.